this time, in order for you to get into the union, it states that you must have a cosmetology license or a barber license. It also says that a natural hair care license and a braiding license will not be considered as a primary license. So let me break this down for you. Let's say you have a cosmetology license and you have all the things: 180 days, a portfolio showing your jazz and your work, letters of recommendation from other members in the union saying, hey, I vouch for this person. I definitely think they should be in the union. And I have the same thing. I have 180 days, a portfolio, and letters of recommendation, and I have a natural hair care license. I won't even be considered. My application will automatically be rejected. My goal, and the goal of many other members of the union, is to even the playing field and make this a more diverse, inclusive organization, because we are a professional labor organization that provides services for talent, for actors, right? And so it's really important that we have a diverse number of skills. Now, please know, this by no way means that if you have a natural hair care license and you apply, you're automatically in. It never means that. We're simply asking the union to remove the barrier that eliminates any option for a natural hair care licensed person or a braiding licensed person to even be considered. We've been discussing this. I've been discussing this and going through the motions and the steps with the Constitution, the amendment, and the president and the vice president of the union for over a year now. So this isn't like an overnight thing. I've been advocating for this for a while. And in the process, we've gotten to this step. So this is a very important step. That means everyone who comes into that meeting, they're going to announce this amendment, okay? The amendment is going to include these two licenses as a part of the application as acceptable reasons to apply. And at that point, the members inside of the union hall will vote yes or no. If in fact it does go through, which it absolutely will, then the entire membership will have the opportunity to vote in a ballot. So this is a really important step. You know, this is where we move forward. We move on to the next step and we make this a real thing. I believe we've been advocating for this long before it was a thing, long before texture was a buzzword. There were people behind the scenes working with men and women around embracing their natural hair. This is a very deep personal experience for us as Black men and women in this country and in the entire world, okay? People want to simplify this and they'll ask me questions like, well, how many hours do you guys have? And I'm just like, wow, what a gaslight. How many hours did you learn in cosmetology school about my hair?
I'm waiting, listening. Okay.
And it's the audacity for you to have for us to have to be subjected to this double standard where we're expected to know everything and we have to know it well and we have to be exceptional from the door. And then the majority of the people who have went to cosmetology school, studies show, these are facts, this is not my opinion, this is straight up facts, have not had any access to texture education, okay? Yet there is like this idea, this ideology that cosmetology education is creme de la creme. And I, again, have to urge you to understand that what makes a union creme de la creme, an entire union, is having all experts in the building, okay? If you have experts like they have barbers, they have cosmetologists, they need natural hair care experts and braiding tech experts as well. You know, we all play a part. We all play a role because if you look at the body of the talent is diverse. The talent has different kinds of textures, different kinds of lengths, different kinds of shades. It's true all across the board. We all have different looks, especially when you have texture. Look at your texture, look at my texture. Completely different. That's how important our knowledge and our expertise is. And so it really frustrates me that there's this like super high standard for us to know it all. And there's this also assumption that we don't know anything beyond our braids and our natural hair. And there's an assumption that cosmetologists know it all. What is also frustrating is the grace that is given to people who don't know about our hair should be given to everyone.
Mm.
You know, I'm coming in with my knowledge and my expert, and I'm very confident in what I do, and I got receipts.
Mm-hmm.
You're coming in with your knowledge and your expertise. Together, we make a bomb team. Let's get it. Do not tell me that I am lacking when you two are lacking in other areas. It's about coming together and bringing our gifts together to make dope content, to make amazing film, amazing TV. We, as the Black community, have been watching Hollywood forever, and we've been sighing. Like, what?
In the
Not
world.
all the time.
Yeah,
not all the time, but too many
a
times.
lot of the time. Too many times. Yeah,
too many times we're like, what are we looking at? And I know I could do this better. And we need to have a full representation across the board.
Right.
So again, why wouldn't you allow someone who took the time to get a license the opportunity to, again, be considered? That's discriminatory. And I think we need to be very careful about the language that we use when we're addressing the public for applications. It is no longer acceptable to have white-only signs and colored signs. You cannot say in your Constitution, this will not be considered. I'm sorry, how? Why not? Like, let me prove myself. Let me show you what I'm capable of. As far as going into an educational institution, you are taught that it's actually a problem and that it's bad. By having a natural hair care license and having a braiding license, your hairstyle and the way you were born is embraced. So that was why these licenses were created, to provide actual hair care and science and knowledge and real factual education for this hair type, because again, it was not in existence before. Every single thing in the cosmetology school curriculum was telling us to remove our texture and that our texture was a problem and it was bad. So thank goodness for the natural hair care license. Thank goodness for the braiding license. They gave people an opportunity to learn real science. All these things are provided for through these licenses, because a license is just that. It's a license to touch. Just because you may have a license doesn't mean you know every single thing, but you have an understanding about how to protect people and care for people. That did not exist prior to the natural hair care license and the braiding hair care license. It did not. The entire world is watching media. They are watching film, television, and they're watching plays at all times. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry that has a huge impact on everyone's psyche. So I am committed to being in that space so that I can make an impact, and I can make a positive impact by highlighting and showcasing our hair in a beautiful manner. Because of that, I need to have a license. That's what the law is. It requires that I have one. And I think it's unfair for people to limit those who have a natural hair care license and a braiding license the opportunity to have that access as well, to have an impact in those areas as well. You know, you don't have to do it if you don't want to, but if that's what you choose to do, you should be given an opportunity to do so, to show up and to show your skill set. This does not mean you're automatically going to be accepted in. We're simply asking for natural hair care license and braiding license to be considered because they are a valuable asset to the community of professionals in this organization. This is a labor union that provides services to an entire body of a diverse community. Our talent, our actors are diverse. We should also be diverse in our skill set. And by coming together with our skill sets, we are going to empower our union. If you know anyone in Local 798 who has any questions, who has an opinion, who wants more information, please tell them to contact me. Hit me up in my DMs of Natural Hollywood or Natasha of the NHBC and Main Moves Media so that we can talk more about it. I just really want all of us to have the opportunities to do what we want to do in our industries. In all of our professions, there shouldn't be any barriers.